takes a big heart to adopt an animal. Unfortunately, there are so many stray cats and dogs sitting and waiting for someone to adopt them at shelters across the world, and not enough humans willing to adopt. In fact, it's safe to say that shelter cats outweigh the number of people looking to adopt one. Just ask one lonely feline from British Columbia, Canada, who waited and waited seemingly forever but was always getting passed up. So it totally made sense that feelings of being unwanted and abandoned would ensue. But when a couple walked into the shelter, this cat was finally given something to hope for. This is Ben, the cat, and there's a very good reason why he's looking so down in this photo. The ginger cat's a stray who had to fend for himself, but clearly had a rough time doing it. He suffered deep lacerations, a cauliflower ear, and a crushed spine. Under the circumstances, Ben had every reason to look sad. While life has been rough for Ben, it certainly isn't the reason why he looks so depressed. It turns out that the cat has a bunch of excess skin on his face, which makes his face seem like he's sad. But his human dad admits that no one really knows why this happened, but he does know that it's permanent. The shelter Ben was at tended to his wounds and found him a temporary place to stay until he was adopted. Unfortunately, due to his medical condition, the family ended up returning Ben to the shelter. To make things worse, the veterinarians claimed he'd be on pain medication for his entire life, and he wouldn't be able to walk again. In circumstances like this, when a pet is considered impossible to adopt, vets will put them down. While euthanizing Ben seemed like the humane thing to do, a woman working for an ER vet clinic learned of Ben's dire condition and decided that she needed to save him no matter what the cost was. The kind woman rushed over with her boyfriend to rescue Ben at the shelter. Timing was everything, and fortunately she was able to speak with the shelter and arrange the adoption a day before the cat was scheduled to be put down. Then Ben was taken to what would become his permanent home. The couple was well aware of the emotional condition that the feline had been in at the shelter. He didn't move, not even to drink or eat. The woman described the cat's behavior as if Ben had simply given up on life and was ready to die. But as soon as they came along and rescued him, everything changed for the better. When they first brought Ben home, they had to introduce him to the rest of the family. The couple had other cats, so they placed Ben in the bathroom and allowed him some time to get used to his new family and surroundings. For the first time in a long time, he looked up at his human family with hope. Slowly but surely, Ben had become a completely different kind of kitty thanks to his owners. Aside from exploring the areas around the house, he's also become an avid watcher of what his human family eats. Maybe he's curious to see if they'd be willing to share some food with him, because he's hungry too. The couple's happy to see that Ben's doing so well. He's also an Instagram star as well. His human parents have set up an account called Ben Cat, so that others can see the miraculous recovery that this kitty's made. He currently has 157,000 followers, and if you're lucky, he'll follow you back when he's not busy catnapping. It's hard to imagine that Ben might not have been around much longer if he hadn't been adopted. Now he's just curious about the world around him and is eager to explore both the inside and outside of what the couple calls his forever home. They also claim that it only took an hour for Ben to liven up as soon as he realized he was safe in his new environment. Despite the grim prognosis that the vet at the shelter gave him, Ben's a fighter. The adorable cat is able to walk again, and the woman and his boyfriend have noticed that he has the ability to jump, albeit small distances. That's certainly a better outcome than what could have been if he'd stayed at the shelter. 9 months after his rescue, Ben continues to look very, very sad, but that's only on the outside. On the inside, this cat is very happy, and his owners know this because he rewards them with purrs, smiles, and cuddles whenever they sit next to him and spend some quality time. If this heartwarming story proves anything, it's that there's always hope so long as there are people with warm, caring hearts.